Hello everyone, good day and welcome to this pre-recorded discussion. So I have to make this pre-recorded discussion because our final exam is fast approaching, and of course we have to complete all the topics, of course under the intelligence, criminal investigation and intelligence. So yes, we have this pre-recorded discussion. Hopefully, you will enjoy the discussion as if we are face to face. So, hopefully, you will complete or finish this discussion because uh, just like other discussion that we had face to face, so this is also very important. Okay? So, intelligence operation, specifically intelligence operational cycle. We have to remember that this is also one of the methods of information gathering, just like other methods that we discussed already. So before we proceed to the detailed discussion with regards to this topic, we have to we have to recall first the the previous discussion regarding methods of collecting information. So, going back to the intelligence cycle, the first step or first piece that we have to consider is the plant in the collection effort, or collection to plan the collection effort. And second is the actual collection of information. Then if we all have already the information, we're going to process it to make it to processes to make an intelligence. So if we have already the intelligence, then we have to disseminate it to end users or stakeholders that needed the intelligence. Okay, so this topic is, of course, the collection the collection of information. So we have to use different types or methods of collecting of information or information gathering. So that's why we previously discussed those methods. If you can remember, we discussed uh, we discussed the background investigation, BI. We discuss also uh, cover and undercover, at pinag-usapan din natin yung elicitation, of course yung techniques, yung purpose of elicitation, etc. What else? We discuss also ODEX. So what is ODEX? Observation and description exercises. At pinag-usapan din natin yung casing. Okay? So these methods of collecting information or information gathering are very important in intelligence operational cycle. Okay? So, sa intelligence operational cycle, pwede natin gamitin yung mga methods na ating na-discuss, of course, in the previous meetings. So, now, we have this intelligence operation cycle because there are situations that we cannot penetrate, or the intelligence operative cannot penetrate with a particular establishment or building. So may pagkakataon na hindi nyo ma penetrate yung isang building because yung building or isang establishment or isang place ay napaka-secured. Okay? There are surveillance camera that that if you will are going to get inside, you might be compromised. Okay? So napaka secured yung place. Meron silang biometric identification or iris identification. So malalaman nila that you are not a member of that of their organization. So we have to consider, okay? Sabi ko nga sa intelligence operation or specifically in information gathering, that we had to consider two things: the status and security. Status is the accomplishment of the mission, and security is, of course, the operative are safe. Okay? Matatapos yung mission, hindi na compromise yung operation, hindi na pahamak yung mga operative, and at the same time na-accomplish yung mission. Okay? So yun ang kailangan nating i-consider in any intelligence or clandestine operation or covert operation. So if the situation, if yung building ay hindi kayang pasukin ng operative, the best thing or the best decision to make is to cultivate an informant. So balikan natin yung tinatawag na classification of the source of information. If you can remember, there are three: the regular source, cultivated source, and the grapevine source. So cultivated source, so we have to cultivate an informant. Okay? In this particular topic, the proper term is agent. We have to cultivate an agent. We have to hire an agent, and the agent will work for us. So instead na tayo yung magko-collect ng information in the place or in the area of operation, yung agent na mismo siya na yung gagawa or mag-gather ng information, collect ng information para sa atin at bibigay sa atin. So this is the topic all about: to recruit, to hire or spot a potential or candidate agent that could help us collect information. If, of course, if the building or the area or place that hindi natin kayang pasukin, kasi pag ginawa natin o sinasok natin, most likely mabuburn out tayo or makukompromise. Okay? Yun. So let us now proceed. So what is intelligence operational cycle? Intelligence operational cycle, it is the chronological development. So pag sinabing chronological, ito ay sunod-sunod, okay, of collection activity. So we are talking here also about collection of information, okay, from the time of basic requirements to the time of submission of the final products. Okay, the phases or stages of the operational cycle should be considered as a series of guidelines. So these are guidelines that we can follow that will assist us, okay, the special collection unit, and of course the agent handler in handling and carrying out a special collection operation. So yung dalawang karakter na nandito sa ating operational intelligence operation cycle ay si agent handler. Okay? Si agent handler, siya yung nag-recruit sa ating agent. Okay? So yung agent, siya mismo yung mag-gather or mag-collect ng information. Okay? Collect ng info. Okay? Of course, si agent handler siya naman yung mag-hire sa agent, siya din mag-training. Okay? Sa agent natin. Ano yung gagawin na siya? Magbe-briefing, magkakadag siya ng briefing, ano yung mga updates, etc. etc. So, ito yung cycle, no? There are actually 14 14 steps to be followed. Okay? So, let us now proceed with the steps of intelligence operational cycle. So, if you have any comments, you may ask. Okay, you may ask during the class maybe. So we have the steps of intelligence operational cycle. Again, we have to remember that we are going to recruit, okay, a potential agent that could help us gather information. Okay, so the first step is the mission. Okay, mission. Of course, we have to define what is our mission regarding that regarding the operation. Okay, and after we define the mission, we have to plan. Okay, the operational planning, which is the second step. So kailangan we have to plan. Then after we plan, we have to spot or spotting. The third stage is or step is spotting. Spotting meaning to say hanap tayo ng mga potential na maging agent natin. Then of course we have to investigate. Investigation assessment, we have to investigate the background of the candidate of our potential agent. Titingnan natin if talagang suitable siya. Okay? Hindi siya magbibigay ng full information, hindi niya i-compromise yung operation. So that's very important. So based on our investigation, if sa tingin natin ay talaga namang reliable yung ating candidate agent, that's the time that we have to recruit him or her. So the fifth step is the recruitment. Okay? So sa recruitment, so recruit na natin. Then once na recruit na siya, ito-train natin. So yung sixth step is training. Okay? Then after training, briefing natin, and then operational testing, ibig sabihin magko-collect na ng information si agent. Okay? Apply na niya yung mga lesson learned, or i-apply na yung kung ano yung natutunan niya sa training. And step 9, pag-uusapan dyan kung ano yung procedure in the communication of information. So the agent will send information to the agent handler, vice versa. So ano ang procedure nila? Gagamit ba sila ng codes and ciphers? So kailangan ba coded yung information na binibigay ng agent to the agent handler? So yan. And of course, yung 10th step is communication. What modes of communication na gagamitin ng agent at saka agent handler? Through what? Through Messenger ba? Through Viber, WhatsApp, so or yung tinatawag na D-drop. So what methods, what mode of communication are going to use? Then the next step is debriefing. Ibig sabihin dito magaganap yung clarification, ask questions, ano yung mga information na kailangan i-clarify, so dito magaganap. Then of course the next one is payment. Okay, babayaran na si agent, so pwedeng regular yung salary or yung payment niya. So depende na lang sa agreement ng agent at saka agent handler. And the 13th the 13th step is disposition, meaning that the termination of the contract between the agent and agent handler. Okay, uh, and of course the reporting of the collected information during the intelligence operational cycle. So these are the 14 steps that we have to follow uh, when we are of course using the intelligence operational cycle. So we have to define and discuss the every steps of the intelligence operation cycle. So mission is the concise written statement of the directives broken down into objectives. So what are the objectives of the mission? What are the objectives of the missions that requires us to hire or recruit an agent for us to get the information, okay, based on our objectives. Of course, further classified into pertinent targets as a result of the mission analysis in relation with one's capabilities and operational conditions. So mission is all about the objectives, the target. We have to set a target. Ano ba yung target? Ano ba yung gusto nating makuha na information? So we have to define. Gusto ba nating malaman kung sino yung pangalan ng mga leader, ng mga boss, okay, ng syndicated group, sino yung mga miyembro ng syndicated group, at ano yung mga papel nila, ano yung mga designation ng mga miyembro nila at yung leader nila. If those are the mission, then we have to define it. We have to write it down, okay, kung yun ang mga information. So if yan ang information, yung intelligence officer natin or intelligence operative, kaya bang makuha yung information? Kaya bang pasukin yung isang organization to get the information, or medyo malabo? If gagawin natin ay talaga namang makompromise yung ating mga intelligence operatives, which hindi natin pwedeng pabayaan, or hindi natin pwedeng hayaan na mangyari yan, because of course very important above all is security. So in any clandestine operation, as I have said, okay, security is the most, okay, important. Okay, status and security, dalawa lang yan, status and security. We accomplish the target, we accomplish the mission, and of course security of our operative. Okay, so after we define the mission, okay, we have the second step is operational planning. The concept of the project, it involves the assignment of specific tasks to each element or operating agency, the operational support, the coordination, administrative, instruction, and security. So all of para siyang sa administration, planning. So planning, we have to assign the task. Sino yung gagawa, saan gagawin, ano yung kailangan na resources, the support, kailangan ng pera, kailangan ng funds, coordination with other agencies, okay, yan. So administrative, and of course the security, in case of compromise, ano yung mga reinforcement na gagawin in case of makompromise yung ating mga operative during the conduct of intelligence operation or clandestine operation or covert operation. Okay? So diyan pag-uusapan sa operational planning. At ano yung mga methods of collecting information na gagamitin? Kailangan ba ng undercover, undercover, kailangan ba ng casing? So ano yung kailangan, anong method to accomplish the mission? Okay? So after we plan out the operation, yeah, the third step is spotting. This is the process of locating, hanapin natin, identify natin, and gathering data we're gathering data on a persons who appear to be of potential value to current operation, or those which may conceivably take place on the later date. The spotting process must be done in a manner which leaves the agent candidates unaware of the spotting activity. The potential agent is unaware, he or she is not aware that we are making him or her as our potential candidate or potential agent. Okay? So, yon. So, pipili tayo ng agent. Okay? Of course, pipiliin natin yung agent na merong access doon sa information or may or can access the information that we needed. Okay? So, maybe he is one of the associates of the syndicated crime group or organized crime group. So, dahil member siya or associate siya, so may access siya doon sa mga activities. So baka alam niya yung mga activities, sino yung mga membro at ano yung mga papel nila or sino yung mga boss. So yun. So we have to identify that person. And of course, so after we identified the potential agent, the next step is the investigation and assessment. This involves the processing and collating the maximum information available on the agent candidate to determine his qualification, his motivation, and suitability to undertake information collection activities. So in this step, we have to look what are the motivation or what are the motives of informant that he or she may cooperate with us. So balikan natin yung mga motives of informant. Are they motivated with reward or anything that may provoke him to cooperate with us as our agent. Okay, so yan, investigation and assessment. So malalaman natin dito kung si agent candidate is qualified, the agent candidate is qualified and may not compromise our operation. So if we think that the agent candidate is unfit for the assignment and we discover that the agent candidate is very loyal to the organization, to his or her boss, so we might consider him to not to hire because he or she is unfit for the assignment. So dito sa investigation, malalaman natin kung talaga bang karapat-dapat na maging agent yung ating candidate. Okay? So let's say our agent candidate is really fit to become our agent. Okay? So what is the next step? The next step, of course, the recruitment. The formal acceptance of the agent candidate as an active member of the information collection effort. So, access the K. The objectives of recruitment are to obtain qualified and motivated agents and eliminate the danger of jeopardizing the mission in the recruitment process. So, we have the steps in recruitment. We have to assessment of the target. We have to assess the target. Okay? The target. Planning the approach. We have to plan the approach. Ano yung approach natin? Are we going to conduct a station, recover, etc.? Rapport development. So rapport, we have to convince the candidate agent to cooperate with us. So how can we exploit? How can we convince the potential agent to work with us? Of course, we have to exploit the motives. What are the motives that the agent candidate may cooperate with us. Maybe because he's motivated with reward, the with the salary, that with the payment, or maybe other motives, that maybe he or she is uh, cooperating with us. He or she is interested with the of course with the assigned task. So yan. And cultivation and development of the right attitude. So of course, as I've said, we have to cultivate an informant, the informant that will give us information that will not compromise the information. Okay? And of course, pagkatapos sa recruitment, if na-hire na natin yung agent, we have to train the agent para alam niya anong gagawin, para alam din niya how to conduct cover, undercover, elicitation, para hindi siya makompromise and maging successful yung ating information gathering. Training is a continuous matter and is accomplished both informally and formally. The goal of agent training is to provide the general knowledge and special skills so that agent can carry out effectively and securely the tasks assigned to him, para hindi siya ma-compromise, hindi siya ma-burn out, para makakuha siya ng information na hindi mahalata, hindi manotice ng mga tao or mga associates niya or members, members niya sa organization. So it's very important yung training. Okay? So after sa training, train na yung ating agent, of course, yung next is briefing. Consists of providing the agent with the most recent development that may affect the operation, a general review of the operation facts and detailed instruction regarding the task itself. So ano yung instruction natin sa kanyang tasks, what are the tasks that needed to be accomplished, what are the information that needed to be collected. So dapat alam ni agent anong gagawin niya. So yan ay malalaman niya, yun ay maganap during the briefing. I-inform natin, i-orient natin siya anong gagawin niya. Okay? Anong yung information na kailangan na makulik niya. Okay? So, after sa briefing, gagawin niya yung trabaho. Okay? That is the next step is operational testing. The tasking agent to obtain certain operational requirements, applying all aspects taken during the training. It is an efficiency performance test. So actual collecting of information. So the agent may now apply what he learned during the training. Okay, operational testing. So the next step, of course, pag meron ng information si agent, may nakuha na siya ng information regarding the, of course, in line with the mission of the operation. So, pag-usapan din natin, no? Yung next step is dispatch and reception. We have to define the procedure to be followed by the agent when in communication sent to him, as well as when he sends back communication to the agent handler. So, what are the procedures to be followed? Kailangan ba na yung mga messages must be coded? Are we using codes and ciphers in communicating? Okay, so what are the procedure in communication? Okay, so after natin ma-establish yung procedure, okay, we have to consider also the mode of communication, which is the next step, the communication, outlining the system communication flow and must conform to the limits set by security in accordance with the operation requirements and consistent with the four basic aspects of control, flow, continuity, and security. Security, of course, is very important. Okay, what are the mode of communication? Are we using Messenger? Are we using Viber? Are we using email to communicate information? Okay, so what are the modes of communication na ating gagamitan? Yung mga secured na communication So yan. Then of course, after the activity, after the information gathering, the next step is debriefing. So this begins as soon as he has completed an assigned task. In this step, the agent already accomplished or gathered what are the desired information given to him, okay, or assigned to him. So he will now begin. He will now clarify what are the information he has given. Okay. So in order to an assigned task in order to get the latest intelligence information and operational development. It often serves as a before time for making clarification. So as I've said, magka-clarify tayo. We have to ask question as to the information. It often it should be thoroughly prepared in order to recognize significant information and to ask the right questions. So we have to clarify to the agent anong ibig sabihin ng information na to na kaniyang binigay. And of course, siya din pwede siyang mag-clarify yung agent natin kung ano yung mga kakulangan or baka meron pang information na kailangan pa i-collect. Okay, so yun. Then the next step, of course, the payment. An agent may receive regular payment for his services. Some who adhere to a certain strong moral and ideological code may not wish to accept money. Of course, meron tayong tinatawag, mayroong mga informant na talaga namang tumutulong sa law enforcement. Tumutulong sila sa law enforcement kahit walang bayad, but may have no objection receiving financial compensation for their clandestine collection effort. So after mabayaran natin yung agent, okay, the next step is disposition, meaning termination of the services of agent must be considered prior to recruitment. Meaning to say, prior nating i-hire siya, dapat alam niya na mag-i-end yung contract, okay, once the mission is accomplished. Okay, agent may be terminated because of accomplishment. Ibig sabihin, na-accomplish na yung mission, nakuha na natin yung kailangan nating makuha. Exhaustion of funds, meaning to say, wala na tayong pambayad sa ating agent, so we have to terminate the contract. O agent being compromised, or yung agent natin ay na burn out na siya, nalaman na ng kanyang mga associate that he is an agent of the operative of the law enforcement, or lack of access to the assigned target, or agent is unable to access the information that, of course, yun ang dapat nating makuha na information pero hindi niya kayang ma-access, so we have to terminate the contract. And of course, disloyalty on the part of the agent, meaning to say, while he is giving us information, he is also giving information about us to his leader. He is not loyal to us. He or she loyal to his boss or leader in the organized crime group. Okay, so disposition, that is the termination of the services or contract between agent and agent handler. And lastly is reporting. It means the transmitting the main product of clandestine collection effort. Okay? So, balikan lang natin yung 14 steps in intelligence operational cycle. The first one is mission. We have to plan out, we have to define what are the targets that needed to accomplish. So after we define our mission, we have to plan out how to accomplish the mission, who will do the task, what are the things that we need to do, what are the support requires to the accomplishment of the task, what are how many personnel needed, okay, how much will it cost, the operation, etc. Then after we plan out the operation, we have to spot a potential agent who is valuable to our current operation, that will give us the desired information in order to accomplish the mission. So after we spotted an agent that is valuable to our operation, we have to investigation and assessment. We have to investigate the background of the candidate agent. So we can use background investigation to determine if the agent candidate is suitable to become our agent. So if the findings of our investigation uh, is uh, is the agent is suitable to become an agent, then the next step is we have to recruit him or her to become our agent. So the next step, of course, recruitment. We have to assess the target. We have to approach our agent, rapport. We have to establish relationship with our agent, and we have to exploit the motives of the agents. So these are there are motives of informant motives, meaning the reason. These are the reasons why our agent may cooperate with us. So example is payment or salary. Because of money or salary, he may cooperate with us. Or maybe he want to cooperate because he want to end the criminal activity that is happening within his or her organization. So after we recruited the agent, we have to train our agent. We have to train. It is necessary to train our agent in order not to compromise our agent. Okay, in order to him to collect information successfully without being noticed by his or her associates or members of the organized crime syndicate. So after we train our agent, the next step is briefing. We have to orient, we have to instruct what are the things that our agent na yung gagawin niya. And after natin ma-orient siya, the next step is operational testing. Operational testing involves the actual gathering of information. So, sino yung magagather? Yung agent natin yung magagather ng information para sa atin. Instead na tayo yung pupunta sa isang lugar o establishment, because it is highly secure that we might be compromised if tayo mismo yung gagawa. So yung agent na na-hire natin, siya na mismo yung gagawa para sa atin, or siya na magkukolect ng information para sa atin. Okay? Para safe tayo. Of course, we have to consider the two things in clandestine operation: the status and security. Status means that our mission is accomplished. Second is we are safe. So yon. So operational testing, collection of information, actual collection of information by our agent. And the next step of dispatch and reception. So what are the procedures that we have to follow in communicating with our agent, at the same time as well our agent communicating with us. Then we have to consider also what are the modes of communication that is secure, that flow and continually helping us to communicate with our agent. And the next is debriefing. In this step, our agent has completed already the mission. Tapos na yung mission, accomplish na, nakuha na natin yung mga kailangan na information for our operation. And During debriefing, we can ask for clarification. Anong ibig sabihin ng information na to? Anong ibig sabihin ng photograph na nakuha na-collect ng nating agent? So, mangyayari yan sa debriefing. And then after debriefing, of course, the payment of payment. So, yung payment ng ating agent, we have to pay our agent for his or her services in the collection of information. So, babayaran natin. After nating mabayaran, of course, disposition, the termination of the services or contract between the agent and agent handler. Ibig sabihin, dyan na mag-i-end yung the relationship, our relationship with the agent. Okay? So, mati-terminate yung agent after ma-accomplish ng agent yung kanyang assigned task, na-accomplish yung mission, or di kaya the agent is compromised, or wala na tayong funds para bayaran yung agent, so we have to terminate the service or contract kasi wala na tayong pangbayad, and many more. And of course, the last step is reporting. Okay, so these are the steps of intelligence operational cycle: how to recruit an informant, how to cultivate an agent. Okay, so that's all in my discussion for this particular video recorded discussion.